Phuket Provincial Police arrest 3 drug smugglers. Central Investigation Division team descends on Phuket. Phuket Vice Governor leads raid on foreign laborers camp. Phuket Governor says Chao refused settlement offer. Raw YC Gypsies send petition to Deputy Prime Minister. First Thailand yacht show for super yachts. Phuket International Airport, first technical flight to new international terminal. At least 100 couples tie the knot on Valentine's Day at Phuket Mueang District Office. Police raid house belonging to former Rasada mayor. Hot-headed former policeman shoots and kills police volunteer. Phuket Provincial Police arrest 3 drug smugglers. Phuket Provincial Police announced the capture of 3 drug smugglers last week. They seized 15,000 methamphetamine tablets, 114 grams of crystal methamphetamine, 2 pistols, and ammunition in making the arrests. The 3 were part of a smuggling network operating from an unidentified prison in one of the southern provinces. Police described them as big dealers in the south. Arrested were 31-year-old Bam Rung or Dam Di Kao of Nakhon Si Thammarat, 27-year-old Sola Pengwang of Songkhla, and 39-year-old Tanwa Sekor of Phuket. The 3 had been under observation for some time, playing different roles in a complex scheme to purchase and transport drugs from a Karen Hill tribesman in Tambon Taki Lek Mae Sai district of Chiang Rai, identified only by his nickname, Mu. The scheme involved sending hostage guarantors while drugs were carried via public transport to customers in the 3 southern provinces bordering Malaysia. Investigators said the operation was headed by a prison convict, Usaman Jintara, whose current location they did not disclose except to say that he remains incarcerated. Investigators succeeded in arresting the group by monitoring phone calls. On 2nd February, Usman called Mu in Chiang Rai and placed an order for 100,000 tablets, sold in 10,000 tablet packages priced at 150,000 baht each. Mu then contacted Bam Rung, paying him 800,000 baht to move the drugs. Hostages, meanwhile, were kept by both parties to be held until the transaction was complete. Police arrested the group, however, before that occurred. Officers said they were still investigating the fate of 2 women reportedly held by Mu in Chiang Rai. Central Investigation Division team descends on Phuket. A large team from the Police Central Investigations Division, led by the division's Deputy Commander, Police Major General Adit Ngamjit Suksi, began operation in Phuket on 18th February under the code name Clear-Faced Subjects in Phuket. With officers from 11 divisions, including Railways, Marine, Tourist, Highways, and Anti-Money Laundering Police, among others, the operation seeks to stamp out corruption, uncover illegal businesses and goods, arrest those with outstanding bench warrants, and put an end to crime. Investigators are operating throughout the island. 30 police descended on 2 homes, one belonging to Tambon Sisuntorn Mayor Worawut Songyot and another to former Phua Thai Party MP candidate Jirayut Songyot, searching for contraband. An unspecified number of guns were seized, which police took for further investigation. More than 100 police attached to units working in other areas arrested 58 persons about the same time. Those arrested included people wanted on drug charges, illegal foreign guides, jet ski operators, violators of immigration regulations, violators of food and drug laws, and organized crime figures. Police seized 3 rifles, 3 pistols, cosmetics, mind-altering drugs, sexual enhancers, untaxed smuggled goods, and illegal drugs. More than 15,000 items in all. Police Major General Adit said the policy is to send police into areas of economic importance, such as tourist destinations or those susceptible to transnational criminals or organized crime, with orders to stamp out crime and provide safety for tourists. He said the team would continue operations on the island for an unspecified length of time, adding that informants could contact the operations center located at the tourist police headquarters in Phuket 24 hours a day. Phuket Vice Governor leads raid on foreign laborers' camp. Phuket Vice Governor Chokdi Amornwat led a team of 10 naval raidings under the command of Admiral Sompop Kamkana to a wooded hillside off Soi Hin Chao in Tambon Karon on 17 February. Purpose of the raid was to investigate complaints that the area was used as a camp for illegal Burmese and Cambodian immigrant laborers. Although the camp showed numerous signs of recent habitation, it was deserted when raiders arrived on the scene. They found various facilities, including zinc-roofed shacks used as worker quarters, toilets, baths, and a 5-rai water source. Vice Governor Chokdi said the camp could accommodate more than 200 laborers. Investigation disclosed that some 150 laborers were living in the forest camp, but gathered what belongings they could and fled in haste hours before the vice governor's team arrived, leaving behind a considerable amount of evidence. At another camp nearby, officers were told the workers had been carried to a new location by their employer. The vice governor said information gathered during the investigation would be used by the provincial office to solve problems arising from the government's policy of forcing foreign labor to comply with immigration and labor regulations. Phuket governor says Chao refused settlement offer. During a news conference at Phuket Provincial Hall, Governor Jamroen Tipiapong Tada said in reference to the violent dispute between Rawai Sea Gypsies and property developers who claim the land they have lived on for generations, that the Sea Gypsies will not agree to offers made by the developers and thus their dispute must be prosecuted in court. A working committee formed to investigate the dispute between the Sea Gypsies, or Chao, and property developer Barren World Trading proposed creating a permanent 6-meter easement from the Sea Gypsy village to the area where they perform their religious rites, a half-rise section, to be included in the easement. This, however, the Chao rejected, saying the area in question has been theirs for at least 300 years. The Rawai Sea Gypsy village has been claimed by outsiders holding Chinod deeds to the land there for nearly 60 years. The Chao say such documents were issued improperly, an assertion backed up by the Police Department of Special Investigations, or DSI. Matters came to a head on 27 January, however, when a crew of men and equipment dropped tons of rock across a path to the area where Chao conduct their religious rites. A fight ensued in which 10 were injured, 3 company men and 7 Sea Gypsies, 1 badly. Both sides filed complaints with police. Sea Gypsies are neither Buddhist nor Muslim, following a closed religion unique to themselves. Governor Jamroen said 2 plans have been developed as a final solution to the Sea Gypsy problem. One requires the government pay 313 million baht to property owners for purchase of the 19 rai plot. The other involves a request for 50 rai of land from the Forestry Department to establish a permanent Chao home where the various tribes could live together. The latter plan was first proposed 39 years ago but did not meet with acceptance. The governor added that issues involved are beyond the scope of his office. Thus, information and proposals are being assembled and will be forwarded to the central government for further consideration. Rawai Sea Gypsies send petition to Deputy Prime Minister. Some 100 representatives of the Rawai Sea Gypsy groups, led by Nirang Yangpan, submitted a petition for redress of grievances to Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Thanasak Patimaprakon, who was in Phuket to attend a meeting of the Andaman Regional Tourism Development Committee. The Sea Gypsies, a collective name for the Aboriginal tribes of Andaman Sea nomads, are involved in a dispute with a foreign property developer over ownership of the land they live on in Rawai. Niran told reporters the petition resulted from an incident in January when the developer had tons of rock dumped across the access way to Sea Gypsy religious grounds. The incident sparked outrage among the Sea Gypsies, prompting a confrontation in which 30 of Niran's people were injured fighting company workmen. Niran said the property in question has been held by the Sea Gypsies for 7 lifetimes, or more than 300 years. Presently, the 19-rai plot is home to 3 tribes of Sea Gypsy, the Morgan, the Morglen, and the Urak Lawoi, with 2,063 residents living in 252 houses. The Gypsies, who have their own language and religion, want the government to work out a permanent solution to problems they suffer at the hands of people claiming their land, and are demanding that 1. The government designate their area a special culture zone in accord with a 2010 cabinet resolution. 2. Have the land office revoke within 1 month title deeds held by investors on property Sea Gypsies occupy. 3. Have the governors of Ranong, Phang, Phuket, Krabi, and Satun declare as spirit grounds 23 of the Sea Gypsy areas where religious rites are performed, including their cemeteries and altars. After receiving the petition, Deputy Prime Minister General Thanasak said he is well aware of the matter in question, as is the Cabinet, and that a solution is being pursued, adding that the government will provide assistance to the Sea Gypsies and that their problems might be effectively solved in several ways. He did not specify which. First Thailand yacht show for super yachts. More than 50 luxury yachts were on display at the first Thailand yacht show, sponsored jointly by the Ministry of Sports and Tourism, the Ministry of Transport, the Harbour Master Department, and the Tourism Authority of Thailand. The opening ceremony was presided over by Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister General Thanasak Patimaprakon. Also attending were Sports and Tourism Minister Mrs. Kopkan Watana Warangkun, Transport Minister Arkhom Pitya Paisit, Deputy Transport Minister Omsin Chiwapruk, and Phuket Governor Jamrun Tipia Pongtada. Organizers said the show was undertaken in line with government policy to make Thailand the marina hub of ASEAN, to enhance the tourism economy, and to increase income for Thailand. Held at the Outball Grand Marina in Tambon Pak Lok of Phuket, the emphasis was on super yachts and facilities to service them. Speakers said the show proves Thailand has the world-class resources and talent needed to handle such vessels, and called it a showcase for the nation's yachting industry. Exhibits on display included those of the Harbour Master, the Tourism Authority of Thailand, the Society of Thai Boat Yards, and those of marine industry suppliers. Phuket International Airport, first technical flight to new international terminal. Phuket International Airport is opening a new international terminal and welcome passengers arriving on the first technical flight to disembark. The flight, Thai Airways TG609, carried 374 passengers from Hong Kong. There to welcome them were Airports of Thailand President Nitinai Sirisamatakan, Phuket Airport Director Monrudi Getupan, airline representatives, shop vendors, and airport staff. A violinist serenaded the passengers for the Valentine's Day themed event. There was also a dance show, souvenirs, and snacks. The aim was, frankly, to impress the new arrivals. Officials told the press almost everything is complete and will be ready in time for the grand opening of the new international terminal on 1st June. An Airport Readiness and Operational Transfer Committee has been formed to ensure no detail of smoothness and efficiency is overlooked. A second test will be performed in 60 days, officials said passengers cannot be transferred from the old international terminal until it is sure all systems are go and in perfect working order at the new one. Tourist response to the new terminal was described as positive, and staff were praised for a job well done. Most remaining work on the terminal is decorative, and more retail space is being added. Managed by the Airports Authority of Thailand, Phuket International Airport is strategically positioned to be gateway to the Andaman. Last year, the facility served some 82,000 flights, a 10% increase over the previous year, and 12,538,042 passengers, an 11% increase. The first trimester of this year, which began last October, saw a 13% increase in the number of flights and a 10% increase in the number of passengers. The facility currently sees about 250 flights per day, carrying 50,000 passengers, and is served by 53 airlines. Traffic growth is described as continuous. The Airports Authority has a standing project to develop Phuket International. At least 100 couples tie the knot on Valentine's Day at Phuket Mueang District Office. Phuket Governor Jamnern Thippiapongthada presided over festivities at Phuket Mueang District Office on the International Day of Love, St. Valentine's Day, 14th February. In Thailand, legal marriages are registered at district offices, and this year in Mueang District of Phuket, at least 100 couples lined up to be married on the famous date, which fell this year on Sunday. But that was no problem, as marriage registry office staff were happy to come to work on what is normally their day off, in addition to organizing a festive atmosphere for arriving couples. Joining Phuket's governor during the event were Mueang District Chief Supot Chanakit, Tambon and village chief heads, interested lovers, and relevant officials. Souvenirs were provided to marrying couples through the generosity of Tambon and village heads and members of the private sector. District Chief Supot told the press marrying on Valentine's Day is now popular among Thais planning to tie the knot, and that his office offers support as a means of strengthening the institution of the family. He said affording greater importance to the Day of Love helps couples understand more clearly the gravity of the decision they make in joining together as one in matrimony. Police raid house belonging to former Ratsada mayor. Crime Suppression Division Police, Central Investigation Division Commandos, and other units raided a house in Tambon Ratsada owned by former Ratsada Mayor Suratin Lian Udom, arresting 5 men and seizing a .22 caliber rifle, ammunition, 3 swords, and equipment associated with marijuana use. The raid came as part of an ongoing crackdown called the Clear-Faced Subject Project. The 5 were identified as Jompon Siriwan, Pasakorn Wutichan, Bunnak Sonnam, Chairat Janta, and Chanin Petkong. Police said they saw a suspicious person run out of the house as they arrived and arrested him. He told them 4 others were still in the house armed with a gun. Police surrounded the house. About that time, former Ratsada Mayor Suratin Lian Udom and his party arrived on the scene. He told police it was indeed his house, but that he hadn't lived there for 3 years. The present occupants were relatives of his wife, he said, and he called for them to surrender. 3 came out of the house and gave themselves up to police, but a 4th remained inside. After a search, he was found hiding in a space between the ceiling and the roof and hauled out. Police said the man was once wanted for attempted murder. Police in Tambon Katu, meanwhile, raided a house there, arresting 40-year-old Wirawat Tanom Kiet on an outstanding bench warrant, and seizing an 11mm pistol and ammunition. Also arrested was 40-year-old Noi, or Jok Tongsin, who had an outstanding warrant for rape, and Suwat Yali, wanted on conspiracy theft charges. Hot-headed former policeman shoots and kills police volunteer. A police volunteer was shot and killed by a former police senior sergeant major on 15th February at a somtam or papaya salad restaurant near the Phuket Upland housing estate in Tambon Tung Tong of Katu district. Investigators found the body in a bamboo booth at the restaurant, shot once in the chest and twice in the back with a 9mm automatic. Katu police were told by witnesses that the victim, 48-year-old Putarak Dechapan, and 4 friends sat at a table next to former police senior Sergeant Major Komkrit Wisaid Mak, who was with 5 of his friends. Putarak, a well-known building contractor and police volunteer, was acquainted with his assailant. They began to argue over whether Komkrit could take his gun on board aircraft. Soon challenges were issued, and finally, in a fit of anger, the former policeman rose from his seat, drew his gun, and fired on Putarak, killing him and prompting other diners to run for cover. Police told reporters the gunman, who retired from the force 10 years ago, surrendered himself and the murder weapon to police afterwards.